Alright. Let's hop in and get this going. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Yeah. Alright. So let's see here. Let's flip that over to that. And how's that look? That's looking okay. It's looking okay over there too. All right. Well, I think it is time that we finished A Realm Reborn. We've got 4 quests left. I don't know how long they are, and I don't know how long they're gonna take, but I think I want to finish this up so that I can get on to the next section of the story. I've got about 8 hours to play today, so let's knock it out. Though recent events weigh heavily on our minds, we need set them aside for now. I think she's talking about Membrita, but she died like 3 months ago, so that's fine. We are coming to a defining moment in Eorzean history. The grand commemoration of our joint defense of Ishgard, the first time in 15 long years that our people have stood side by side with our neighbors to the north in fight of common cause. This may mark the true rebirth of the Eorzean alliance. Failing that, it should at the very least serve to bring our nations closer together. We have every reason to raise our voices in celebration, do we not? We have bested Dravanians and Asians both. Against desperate odds we have fought and won. But the primals still plague us. Ugh, okay, you can stop with the primals, they're fine, leave them alone. I'm really tired of primals. And the Empire still plots our subjugation, and our triumphs, remarkable though they are, were brought at a terrible price. Brave adventurers and allies broken on the steps of faith before our eyes, in this very room, our dear friend Membrita. This is the victory we have wrought, and it is as bitter as ashes in my mouth. I would sooner stay here and invite those with more appetite to enjoy the feast in my stead. Alas, it is a royal banquet, and all of our allies will be in attendance. It is our duty to present a united front, that we might serve as a beacon of hope to all. It seems I have no choice but to take my own advice. I instructed the others to meet us in Ul'dah, that we might make our grand entrance together. Unfortunately, I had to settle for leaving Tataru and Lamin a note. If they do not return quickly, they will have to settle for whatever leftovers I can smuggle out of the fragrant chamber. I thought her name was Flamin, not Lamin. Off to the big soiree, Small. Raise a glass for me, eh? Or not? You don't look best pleased, lass. Something on your mind? By the Navigator, Wilred's dead. Gods damn it. They must know they've been rumbled. Sod it. 'Tis past time we had this talk. After our last conversation, I got to thinking about the certain funds were coming from, so I had to dig around on the quiet like, and sure enough, I found it. Seems a bit o' coins made its way into the Braves' coffers courtesy of a Dodo consortium. A daft name for a business if ever I heard one, which is what first gave me the inkling that something weren't right. So I went through the ledgers again and found another half-dozen donations from organizations with stupid bloody names. Didn't take long to find the common thread. All were owned by the Mirage Trust. Oh, I'll give the bastards credit. He showed us up for the amateurs we were, short of calling one of his businesses bloody bribery consortium. I don't know what he could have done to mock our rules on financial contributions. The gods only know how many men of the first and third are taken to Leggie's coin. But now we know, as some of them are, I'd wager my right eye that they were the ones what did for Wilrid. The earnest young fool's taken to asking the wrong kind of questions, bound to attracting attention he was. Should have seen it at the time, but I didn't, gods damn me. Still, I don't see what Tleggy hopes to accomplish. He hit his scheme with all the care of a drunken piss in the wind. Now, he's cleverer than this. No, he's cleverer than this, so we need to be clever too. That's the only way we'll ever repay this debt of blood. We'll plunge every one of them traitorous bastards from our ranks. On that you have my word. And Small, mind yourself and don't die. We're heading into a storm, I can smell it. The kind what'll sweep a man overboard and drag him under before he knows it. Alright. Royal Promenade. Chamber roll. We've been waiting for you, Small. The celebration is due to begin shortly. I had hoped that we'd make our introductions together, but Mr. Smomodi just sent word that you are needed at the quicksand. We will go on ahead, Small. Pray join us once matters at the quicksand are resolved. Give my regards to Momodi, and let her know that I will call upon her anon. This is the quicksand, right? No! Gosh, dang it! It's the other tavern. Ethernet, Adventurers Guild. Oh, right, Mamodi, Mom. Got it. Hi, Mom. I'm home. I appreciate you dropping in on such short notice, Small. I know you got places to be, so I won't waste your time. You're friends with the Crystal Brave by the name of Elaine, right? Former adventurer? Come to think of it, I'm pretty sure you recruited her yourself. Well, anyway, she came around for a meal not too long ago, and before she left, she asked me to give you a message. Said that if others end up dragging you to a feast, I was to see you got it before you made your grand entrance. Meet me at the station west of the Coffer and Coffin. There's something I must show you. A short message, I grant you, but she thought long and hard before picking these words. Barely touched her food, too. Under other circumstances, I thought those were signs of a troubled heart, but something tells me she ain't planning to ask your thoughts on a genuine caller. Okay. What'd you do? See what she wants. She sounds, concerned about something going on at this feast. Does she think we're gonna get poisoned or something? Perhaps? Because she said make sure I got it before I got called to a feast. As you stand on the platform, your thoughts begin to wander. And all too soon, the ghosts of comrades lost and enemies slain begin to file your mind's eye in solemn procession. Clearing your head, you scan the horizon, but see no sign of Eliane. She didn't specify a time, so... Straining your ears to listen, you hear the chatter of Kirkin and the buzzing of Sifrids, but no approaching footfall. Sighting, you bow your head, only to notice a vial lying at your feet. Oh. And what is this? Small, is that you? What brings you out this way? Lieutenant Eliane? Why no, I haven't seen her about. Had she come this way, I guarantee we would have crossed paths. I must have passed this spot a dozen times. We're to patrol the city's environs on account of the royal banquet. Captain's orders, you understand. Speaking of which, isn't it about to begin? You should be with the other honored guests. Enjoy your well-deserved respite. Aye, pray return to Ildasmal. If I chance to meet with the lieutenant, I will tell her you are here. I think this guy killed her in the kitchen with the candlestick.
O Salton Tree, hallowed spirit of my line. Through my weakness, the glorious house of Ool has all but disappeared beneath the sands. For want of the strength to raise it up again, it were better that it fall. Forgive me, but I know not what else to do.
She's still stewing on this pretty hard, which I mean, I get it. I reckoned you headed straight to the feast after meeting with Alianne. What's the matter? No appetite? Found this. So she wasn't there, but this was, eh? Let's see. Looks to be an alchemist vial, but beyond that I can't say. Might be best if you hold on to it for safekeeping, though. Any road, no use worrying about Alianne. I'm sure she'll turn up before too long, and when she does, we'll find out what she was all in need of. Besides, you've got more important things to think about. Would you believe that while you were away another message arrived for you? Well, one did. One delivered by the Sultana's handmaiden, no less. Seems Her Grace desires a private audience. Her handmaid will meet you on the royal promenade and escort you to the Sultana's chambers. So what are you waiting for? Go on then, go.
You needn't trouble yourself so.
Your Grace is most kind, but it is no trouble to me, rather an honor. If your Grace is ready, I shall summon the Warrior of Light.
I am.
Everyone looks to be in high spirits.
With good cause.
A common victory may serve to unite even the most unlikely of allies. You've brought us one step closer to a united Eorzea.
Your modesty knows no bounds, Antecedent. Were it not for your efforts, Sir Emmerich would never have become such a steadfast ally. When he convinces his countrymen to rejoin the Alliance, we shall all reap the benefits, military and economic. I tell you, we are on the cusp of a new era of unity and prosperity. Territorial disputes are all that divide us now. But I have faith that we will find an amicable solution in time. And failing that, I'll have my trusty Warrior of Light box the ears of all concerned. Speaking of whom...
She will be joining us shortly. A matter at the quicksand required her attention, but it did not sound serious.
Okay. Took a long way over to this Ethernet shard. Alright. Chamber of Rule. We speak to the lady in waiting. Thank you for coming, madam. Her Grace is most eager to speak with you. If you require a moment to compose yourself before your audience, you may have it, or if you are ready, it would be my honor to escort you to Her Grace's chambers forthwith. Upon proceeding to the Sultana's bedchamber, several cutscenes will play in sequence. It is recommended that you set aside sufficient time to view these scenes in their entirety. Yeah, alright. I have set aside sufficient time, so let's watch.
Enter.
Your Grace, your guest has arrived.
Pray, come in, and take your ease.
Tis well that the steps of faith held against the Horde.
And what of the city proper?
Oof, that face.
We sustained some few losses, but the heart of our nation yet beats with vigor. I am not certain I could say the same had we not received your most generous aid.
An attack on Ishgard is an attack on the realm. We stand together or fall divided.
I think I trust Sir Amarek,
Such
but I'm not
noble
sure.
words.
After the fact. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty typical. Wonder where Alizé has
I
been.
had hoped to speak in the presence of Her Grace, but it seems she has been delayed. That being the case, now would seem as good a time as any. Honored friends, pray allow me to convey Ishgard's warmest gratitude for your part in the defense of our lands.
You just gotta start talking instead of like a banquet or like a
'Tis upon the
tink
success
tink tink.
of this very alliance that my recommendation to throw open the gates of judgment shall be founded. With the blessing of the Archbishop, it is my hope that Ishgard will soon be reunited with her long-estranged sister nations, and that Eorzea shall once more be as one.
Very well.
Is aught amiss?
Nothing to worry about. I shall return anon.
Something sketch.
You wished a word, Yu Hase?
You may go.
Your Grace,
Why do I feel like
You
something
must
is
be curious
off
as
here?
to the reason for this private audience. The matter I would discuss, however, will soon make apparent the need for discretion.
Something's off here.
I intend to abdicate the throne and dissolve the monarchy.
Yeah, we knew that. That's not, well, I mean, that might be news to our character.
You have seen for yourself the storm of turmoil that howls through our streets. The government fails in its responsibilities, and my subjects suffer the consequences of our incompetence. But I will see them suffer no longer. The victory feast shall provide the stage on which I declare the dissolution of the Sultanate. 'Tis mine intent that the ruling class of our golden city should take its place beside the common man in a fair and equitable republic. No more shall this nation bow to the whims of a privileged few.
It doesn't usually work like that.
That which I propose will entail the tearing up of this city's very foundations. And even Roban, with all his strength and influence, will be hard-pressed to keep his footing on such treacherous ground. Thus would I ask you to lend him a steadying hand.
Sure.
You who have endured the wrath of innumerable foes are the one hero in whom I can place my trust. Will you do this thing for me?
Yeah, I got you. I got you, fam.
I am truly grateful. More grateful than I can well express. How much we have both changed since that day we met beneath the Sultan tree. And the days ahead promise to change us further still. I hope that we will recognize ourselves when all of this is over.
Oh, they're focusing on the cup. It's poisoned. Yep. Yep. This is very sad, though. I like Nanamo. That was a very good cutscene for when this was released. I hope she's okay. I really do. Oh, and then we got this asshole.
Your Grace!
Oh no! How could this have happened? I certainly didn't have anything to do with it, and I didn't pay the handmaiden to kill her.
Her Grace, the Sultana, is dead.
Super sad, actually.
Poison in her wine? You did this!
Spare us your denials! I see no other suspects, and the room has but the one entrance. I hereby accuse you of regicide. Men, arrest this viper.
You do realize I could kill all of you, and nobody would notice. It would happen so fast, nobody would even notice something was amiss. But I guess we're gonna play nice. We have treachery everywhere!
Sir, barring a few exceptions, we have detained all those with allegiance to the Scions. The Rising Stones is also under our control.
Come on, Alphino. Some magical magic and sparkle
What
sparkle.
do you hope to achieve with this mutiny?
Why, that which we have striven for all along, Commander. The salvation of Eorzea.
Raban, I thought you heard the distinct cup dropping. Why are you still here?
What is the meaning of this?
Knights from the homeland. This cannot bode well.
Uh-oh.
Lord Commander, we have received an urgent message from the Holy See. I am grieved to report that your serpentine foes have resumed their assault. Needless to say, your presence is urgently required. These knights have come to bear you swiftly home to Ishgard.
A surprise attack?
We've had no such word from our men, and the timing is most fortuitous to catch us away from the city.
Most fortuitous indeed.
Lord Commander, we must away.
You have
Teleji
been
is
a
making
most
his big
gracious
move.
host. I hope that I might one day return the favor. Come, Lucia.
Teleji wants him out of the way, he wants the Scions out of the way, and the Crystal Braves out of the way. And Thancred's out here just chatting up a cat girl.
Whatever is going on in there? Ah, the ever-dutiful brass blades. I must apologize, but my dance card is rather full. Another time, perhaps?
Thancred, of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. You stand accused of committing acts of espionage in service to the Garlean Empire.
Espionage? What in the seven hells are you talking about? Ah, if you're referring to that business with the Ultima weapon, then you must understand, I wasn't myself.
I don't think they
Under
care.
interrogation, an Imperial prisoner revealed your involvement in numerous dealings with the enemy. We've also been investigating reports that you are a practitioner of forbidden arts. You'd best come along with us.
You invite me to your party and now you want me to leave? I do so detest receiving mixed signals.
I'm sure you do.
Come then. I believe I've lost my appetite for this farce of a celebration.
You go too far, Lord Adeleji. By what right do you march armed soldiers into a royal banquet and eject state visitors without her grace's consent? You treat the brass blades as your personal army and show contempt for the throne with your every act. Leave us, now.
Is that an order, General? Mayhap you have mistaken me for one of your flames. You will find I am not so slavishly obedient. And you lecture me on personal armies! As for your outrageous claim that I have shown contempt for the throne, let all here observe that it was not I who feasted, while an assassin removed its occupant.
Oof.
I expect this is your idea of defending the nation, is it? This and diluting our forces through these distractions in Cartano and Kurthis. I do begin to see how the ranks of the Immortal Flames came to be riddled with Garlean sympathizers. You are plainly unfit for command.
Wait, goddamn you. Your words make no sense. What assassin?
You mean to say you don't know? We caught the vaunted champion of the Scions in her Grace's private chambers, not moments after the deed was done.
It's almost like you were waiting outside the door for the cup to fall to the ground.
Save your breath. You will need it to plead your case. You and your entire order are to be tried for this atrocity.
Scions just can't catch a break, can they? They're like a less flashy version of the Avengers.
This woman stands accused of poisoning Her Royal Majesty Nanamu ul Namo and is suspected accessories to the crime. All members of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn will be detained for questioning.
This is madness!
Ilberd also betrayed.
What a pity. Who'd have thought your tale would end like this?
Should you demand further proof, a vial with traces of the substance used to poison her grace was found upon the assassin's
Mom,
person.
why did you tell me to keep it with me?
How very convenient.
You would speak of convenience? Who persuaded her grace to host this celebration? A diversion which presented you and your confederates ample opportunity to commit the crime, and a crowd within which to fade from view. A more convenient occasion I could scarcely imagine.
How dare you! After all we have done for Uldar!
Hold your tongue, witch! I'll not be ensorcelled! I know all about the dark gift that you and your disciples wield. Oh yes, I've observed how you worked upon the minds of the Alliance leaders, bending them to your will. And what of your cordial relationship with Sir Emmerich? For years, Ishgard abjured all contact with the outside world, and now the Lord Commander of the Temple Knights treats you with the familiarity of a childhood friend. I'll tell you what I think. I think this desperate defense of Ishgard was but a ruse to deceive us into dividing our forces. Your next move will be to charm your Kurthan allies into invading our lands. Now that is truly ridiculous.
How do you even think of this stuff?
She cannot be dead. Stand aside, Ilberd. I want to see the Sultana.
Spare yourself the pain, brother. I saw her with my own eyes. For a mercy, the poison took her swiftly. Her handmaiden can attest to that.
I don't know if I trust her or not.
This cannot be.
She might have just been trapped in the middle of it, or she might have been a conspirer.
No!
Plainly, the Royalists can no longer be relied upon to keep our nation safe. And so it falls to the monitorists of the Syndicate to govern Uldar. But should you wish to help us, General, we would be more than happy to entrust the task of planning Her Grace's funeral to you.
That's kind of
mean. It seems only
mean.
right that you should bury your precious Sultana, and we will be glad to be rid of that burden.
Ugh. Kill this man. Kill him now.
I'll bet you will.
Do it.
You more than any man.
Do it.
Whatever do you mean?
I mean you had her killed, you black-hearted bastard!
What rot! Though I did have sufficient motive, 'tis true. That young lady caused me no end of grief. She always was a most unwilling puppet. I dare say Her Grace was grateful that someone thought to cut her strings.
You would mock her, then mock her from hell!
Yeah! Woo! Well, I think the party is over at this point.
Have you lost your mind, General? It is forbidden to draw steel in the royal chambers, much less slaughter our fellow Syndicate members.
The Lorito guy is next.
You're one of them. You've been in league with the Scions all along.
Of course he has. We're the good guys. You guys are the bad guys.
You're next, you scheming bastard!
Ah! No bueno. You needed that arm.
Oh, Raban!
Somebody quickly freebase so that I can kill them all.
Admiral, we must leave.
I think you guys should have stayed.
How unlike you, old friend. I did not expect to take your arm so easily.
Take the Scions into custody. They have conspired to commit regicide. And arrest this traitor as well.
Ilbert, I hope you choke on their coin.
'Tis better than the dirt I've supped on these long years. We can't all abandon Alamigo and become great war heroes as you have. You are not the man you once were, Raban. Since that girl strapped the yoke around your neck, you've become docile.
Ugh.
She took the mad bull and cut off
Tis
his
not
balls, and a bull that
wise
cannot
to
rot
speak
is
ill of
fit
the
for
dead.
naught but slaughter. Shall I tell you who really killed your precious Sultana? It was me.
Oh. Kill this man. Kill him now.
You die!
Woo! Now this is a proper anime fight. I believe it is time for the Scions to retaliate.
I never doubted you, not for a moment. But there is more to this than I yet understand. Flee this place. Clear your names.
I was actually
Find out
hoping
who's
I
behind
could.
this plot. It is the only way. Now go!
I want to see the end of that fight.
Ah, there you are.
Thancred, where have you been?
Avoiding the fumbling advances of some very persistent admirers. When I realized the celebrations had turned sour, it seemed prudent to slip away and take stock of the situation. 'Twould appear that much of the city is already under tight guard. It occurs to me that expanding the Brass Blade's authority may not have been such a wonderful idea after all.
The success of this plan was contingent upon those thugs having the run of the place. Just how long has this scheme been in motion?
The careful preparations, the maneuvering of forces. I am inclined to agree with the General's insistence that a deeper plot exists here.
So, would I be right in thinking we now have an excuse to pummel as many brass blades as we like?
Unless you plan on pummeling them all, I'm not sure that will greatly aid our cause.
I mean, we could. I'm pretty sure we
The
have enough
Sultan's
power to take
assassination
down
was but
basically
one
any army
part
we
of the scheme.
want.
We too were its targets. And though we did not share poor Nanamo's fate, we are yet hobbled by the charges laid at our door. Where now might we seek refuge?
Where indeed, we may safely assume that our foe is thought to have the Rising Stones watched.
Yeah.
Forgive me for stating the obvious, but our choice of destination will matter little if we cannot secure an escape route out of Ul'dah.
I've got plenty of Vesper Bay tickets, and I'm pretty sure we can just go
Happily,
chill
I
over
believe
there.
I can provide one. Papashan once told me about the passages hidden in the walls of the palace. If I recall correctly, the fireplace in Nanamo's chambers conceals the entrance to a tunnel. It should lead outside the city and allow us to avoid any messy confrontations.
Whoops. That's not good.
The rest of you go on ahead. I'll handle this lot.
By yourself?
Yeah, she'll be fine, Papa Limu.
Suppose I shall just have to join you.
You want to join her, don't deny it.
Crystal Braves too, huh? Now this should be interesting.
Ida! Papa Limo!
They'll be fine. Just go.
We will hold our pursuers here. Hurry, now! Find this tunnel of Thancred's.
Minfilia, we cannot linger.
But it's a circle. They could go around. And what is Lord Dorito doing? I'm pretty sure she's a bad guy.
Now look what you've done.
Oh, she has blue eyes. That's good to know.
Ida, are you all right? There are just too many of them.
I'm fine. I could do this all day. How about you?
Nearing the end of my tether.
This is so stupid. We're the scions of the Seventh Dawn. The ones who stand between this realm and the evil that's trying to destroy it.
And if you think we'll leave the stewardship of Eorzea to the likes of your masters, then you're sorely mistaken.
Sorry I dragged you into this, Papalymo.
Tis hardly the first time, and I'll be damned if it will be the last.
Ooh, what did you do to her?
Let them have it, Ida!
I was hoping you'd say that.
That was dope! Why don't we see that more?
I never knew such a watercourse existed beneath Uldar.
The architecture is of the Sildine style, if I'm not mistaken. The ancients plainly foresaw the need for a ready means of escape.
Yeah.
This way!
Well, that didn't take long. It seems these tunnels were not as secret as I'd hoped.
You two, go on ahead. Thancred and I will deal with this.
What do you mean to do?
Only that which is required to ensure that the dawn's light survive to brighten the morrow.
She'll be fine.
You're
I
not
have
antecedent.
the utmost faith
Haven't seen
in
the last of these fair
Y'shtola.
features.
My friends.
Thancred goes out flirting. That tracks.
Leave us!
Wait for me, I have little legs!
What is the plan, milady? Shall I take the dozen on the left and you the dozen on the right? The odds are not exactly stacked in our favor.
Numbers will count for little when I bring the tunnel down upon their heads. Though I cannot say I relish the thought of being entombed with you for all eternity.
You'll be fine.
You wound me. I will have you know that many a maid would kill for the chance to spend forever at my side. Now, may I have the last dance?
There were a lot more crystal braves than I thought there was.
Well, this is going splendidly. Now would be a good time, milady.
Mm-hmm.
Tis done. Forgive me, Mitra.
I have a feeling you'll be fine. We are booking it.
Heidelin, she speaks to me.
Oh, it's about time.
No. I must remain behind, but you cannot stay with me.
Not okay with this. I kind of like Minfilia, even though she's basically
You are the warrior of light. You are hope for the Scions and for all the realm. As long as your flame continues to burn, the light of the dawn may ever be relit. You must escape and save Eorzea from those who would plunge it into darkness. Tis the only way.
That armor probably smells so bad after being down there in that water for so long. Oh, is this Alphino? Did he escape? Or is it Alizé?
I am glad to see you safe, my friend.
Okay, it's Alphino.
What of the others?
It's a weird mask.
Damn that man! Taleji played me for a fool! I thought the Crystal Brave's mine till the very moment I felt the blade at my back.
There will be ample time for soul-searching later. For now, we must put some moms between us and Ul'dah.
Yeah, that's not a bad point. Oh, it's our traveler guy who welcomed us here in the first place.
Well, would you look who it is? Need a ride? I doubt it'll be half as exciting as the last trip we took. Not if I have anything to say about it anyway. Let's not dawdle, eh? All aboard!
Yeah, it's probably better than running. Go, chocobos, go! I have a fat one that can fly if I bribe it with cake. So Ul'dah has fallen, or at least the Sultanate has fallen.
I was stocking up on supplies over in Vesper Bay, you see, when your sister come up and begged a favour. Said her brother was having some trouble down in Ul'dah, and likely needed a helping hand getting away.
Oh, Alizé.
Thinking them ruins would make a fine hiding place, I decided to try there first. And lo and behold, there you were. Aye, and judging by them soldiers as were pouring out of the city, I arrived not a moment too soon. Ha! Must have been fate that we happened to find you there, though, eh?
I had thought to look out for Alizé, but would appear she was the one watching over me. I've made such a mess of things.
Eh, I'm just glad that she was looking out for you.
And who might you be, young sir?
Pippin Terrapin, Vice Marshal of the Immortal Flames.
Oh, okay.
I have been on the Alamegan front these past few moons, but an urgent communication called me back to Ul'dah. Scarce had my boots touched the cobbles, though, when the streets erupted with cries of assassination. I immediately went in search of answers, and came across Master Alfino here. Needless to say, I did not think his imprisonment justified.
So you set him free. Good job. We found a good
The
Lala.
blame plainly lies with the Monetarists. Their greed and corruption are well known to me, but for them to take advantage of the situation with such alacrity...
Was that Pippin, you said? Ain't that the name of General Alden's lad?
Yes, I am his son. Adopted, of course. It was only as we were leaving Ul'dah that I learned of father's fate. Once I have seen you a safe distance away, I mean to return to the city and extricate him from this madness.
Then you needn't travel no further than Blackbrush. Our fugitives have a friend waiting for them there.
Oh, I like friends. I'm glad we have friends.
I dreamed of bringing about Eorzea's salvation, but in the end, it was I who needed saving.
Them soldiers will keep searching for you yet. May provide a distraction if need be. You three wait here. Help will be along shortly. Stay strong, friends. The real fight's to come. Alright, let's go. The most unassuming folk can prove to be our greatest allies. The fellow was but a passing merchant, yet he lent us aid without a moment's hesitation or a hint of concern for his own safety. Though I can well imagine how a man could feel inspired to risk all in your presence. Father spoke of you, Small, and long have I looked forward to our first meeting. Needless to say, this is not at all how I imagined it. Master Alphino, you must not give in to despair. That would only play into the enemy's hands. So long as you and Small are free, we may yet set things right. Forgive me, Marshal Tarpon, but Alphina, my boy, sorry to keep you waiting. Ah, Sid. Okay, that friend. Sid, what are you doing here? Pulling you out of the fire, as usual. Your merchant friend told me everything. Truly? Then he is no merchant but an angel in peddler's clothing. But tell us, how do you intend to bear our friends to safety? I hit the Enterprise, but a short distance away. All I need is a destination. We must find a place beyond the reach of both the Monitorists and the Crystal Braves. Korthus, Ishgard will not suffer the intrusion of foreign forces into their territory. That settles it. With me, everyone. Not I fear. I must remain here. I dare not abandon Uldad to the Monitorists and their cronies. You may be certain that they will seek to defame you, both here and in the other city-states, but know that I shall do my utmost to thwart their every effort. Frankly, I do not expect to be much of a challenge. The small folk will not turn so easily on the Warrior of Light and her allies, no matter what the Monitorists claim. Marshal Tarpon, I know not what to say. Ha! Now that Father would labor to believe. But enough talk. You must go. Master Alphino, your airship awaits. Up, up. There is no rest for the righteous. We should make for Camp Dragonhead as soon as speak with Lord Haurchefant. Mayhap he will know what to do. Okay, well, that was a lot. Okay, I'm gonna take a break real quick. Gotta go pee. All right, I am back. Gonna eat some yogurt first, though. All right. Hang on. All right, there we go. Master Alphino told me your tale, Small. It warms my heart that you should return to me before all others, and I shall endeavor to deserve your trust. Alas, the situation here has grown more complicated in your absence. 'Twould be best if we explained it in full. Alright, Before the Dawn. Final quest.
There has been word from the capital. Ishgard has weathered another assault, and 'tis said several wyverns broke through into the city proper. The Temple Knights succeeded in slaying the beasts, but the intrusion prompted orders to further strengthen the guard, and to place the city under a perpetual state of alert. How keenly we feel the loss of our wards at the gates of judgment. Yet we must not bemoan our misfortune. Sir Emmerich is safely returned from Ul'dah, and once more leads the defense of Ishgard. As for the matter of your asylum, I am afraid no progress will be made until the threat to our nation is diminished. But do not despair. You are not without allies. You are more than welcome to shelter here for as long as you wish. Pray, think of it as a new headquarters of sorts. The Falling
Snows or something such. I like this guy.
All frivolity aside, any who come here in search of you will receive no aid from House Forton. For once, the Ishgardian reputation for inhospitality shall work in our favor. Agents of Ul'dah will find their every inquiry dismissed, and their every request for entry rebuffed, until such time as their masters have acknowledged your innocence. You once fought to preserve the honor of my dear friend. 'Tis a blessing that I may now repay that debt in kind. But let us dwell no more on this. Pray, join the rest of your companions.
Oh, did they make it?
'Tis bitterly cold this day. I suspect there are those who might welcome the warmth your presence brings.
Okay, so who all made it? Okay, more cutscenes. Tataru. Alphino, Small, is it really you? I'm so happy that you're... I tried contacting Minfilia and the others, but none would respond. And the Crystal Braves, our own people, turned on us in the marketplace. Flamin told me to run, so I did. I ran and ran until my legs burned and my feet ached, but I lost my way, and then... Fortunately, I had observed the Braves behaving suspiciously beforehand. Ah, yes, my mask. It was lost in the struggle. Yugiri! Pretty, isn't she? Yeah, she's alright. We traveled to Vesper Bay to meet up with Urianger. When we told him what had happened, he used his magics to weave a glamour around the waking sands. From the outside, our old headquarters looked like an abandoned storehouse. The transformation didn't take long either. Apparently, Urianger had started making preparations after an Imperial attack, just in case the Empire ever chose to pay us another visit. Good thinking, eh? Sorry, where was I? Oh yes, we waited at the waking sands, hoping others would come, but no one else did. My people are searching for other scions even as we speak, but we haven't met no success as of yet. I had hoped you might be able to suggest further places to look, but you should know the Rising Stones did not share the Waking Sands' good fortune. Only braves await you there. But be that as it may, we may yet have cause to hope, do we not? If the two of you have escaped, it is not impossible that the others could have done so as well. You may have been forsaken by the men and women who believed you true, but rest assured that the people of Doma yet stand with you.
"'Tis all my doing. I believed myself the only one who truly understood Eorzea's woes, and look what that arrogance has wrought. I gave commands, influenced governments with my certainty. I treated the Crystal Braves, and even the Scions themselves, as pawns in my great scheme to save the realm. But in my headlong rush into imagined glory, I paid no heed to the ground upon which I trod. The salvation of Eorzea. What was it that I hoped to achieve? Did I believe that I could rid the realm of every danger and difficulty? That I could defeat the Empire and the Ascians, and find homes for every refugee? Oh, yes. I was so very clever. Become a guardian of Eorzea, I implored, and sat back to watch my perfect army cleanse the land of chaos. 'Twas all but a means to feed my own vanity. Only when all is lost do I finally realize the truth.
Oh, Alphino.
So, Master Alphino, Are you content to remain a broken blade? Is there no flame hot enough to reforge you? What of the fine companions who yet stand at your side? I dare say the fires of their determination will soon have you slicing the air again with your customary wit.
I hardly deserve such friendship. And besides, where are we to go?
We shall go to Ishgard.
Alphino, if I may? Should this place not serve our purpose, then we shall go to Ishgard. Minfilia told me many times, as long as we stand fast against despair, the beacon of hope will never be lost to sight. Be it in the snow or in the clouds, we few will see that the dawn's light shines again.
You are right, Tataru. Thank you. And thank you for your kind words, Lord Orchefon. 'Tis true that Eorzea yet has her guardians. The Scions have achieved much, and 'twould be remiss of me to discard it all in a fit of self-pity.
Aye.
Let us then resume our journey, together, one step at a time.
Okay. Ishgard it is. Oh, credits. Okay.
All has been arranged as you desired, my lord.
I knew it! I knew you were a traitorous scumbag. The wolf sleeps. And we have an Ascian. What are you up to, sir? Nabrialis is no more. The ardor was not his to invoke, his demise was his own. Nevertheless, it concerns me. They have extinguished that which should rightly be eternal. Mayhap he was not wholly mistaken. Greater haste may be warranted. We are not of one mind. the northern lands, then. The earth is fertile and the seeds well sown. By my will they shall reap salvation unlike any the world has known. By his will. And who is his? By his will. Oof. Oof, that texture. Ariane, what are you doing? I have answered thy summons, emissary. Speak and make thine intent known. I would speak of fate, Archon. Yours, mine, the fate of this very star. I don't need more traitors.
Thou thinkest sanctuary lieth beyond.
Alright, sorry about that.
Delusion, despair, death. Thou shalt find naught else here.
To preserve the dawn's light, the heroes journeyed north. Their hearts filled with hope and eyes fixed heavensward. Oh, that's why it's called Heavensward. Okay. The time for action has come, and Alpha Node knows what he must do.
The dawn's light will shine again. So long as we have these specious accusations hanging over us, we will struggle to achieve anything.
Did they change his voice actor? They did. Now it's Colin Ryan. Okay. That's interesting.
You must go to Ishgard, as Tataru proposed. I will return to Uldar and set things right.
Pray, do not be so hasty, Master Alphino.
Lord Orchefon.
Full well do I understand your desire to clear your names. But now is not the time for drastic action. You yet have allies upon whom you can rely. There is no need to act alone.
Yes. Yes, of course. Pray forgive my impatience.
I bring tidings. Count Edmont has decreed that the three of you be taken in as wards of House Fortan. Under our patronage, you shall be granted access to the city proper. Pray, consider our manor your new headquarters, from which you may gather information and plan how best to proceed. Needless to say, should any of your missing allies be found, as I am certain they shall, they will of course be welcome to join you there.
You are more than generous, my friend. On behalf of my fellows, I humbly accept your offer of hospitality.
The Count is a good man, and just. He will treat you with the kindness and respect that a hero and dear friend deserves.
To Ishgard, then. Together. There we shall carry on the Scion's legacy. There we shall begin anew.
Hear, hear!
Is that a new quest accept sound? That's interesting. I must go on ahead and speak with the Count. Fear not, however, for everything has been arranged. The sentries at the Gate of Judgment have been informed of our decision. You need to state your names, and they will allow you to pass. My manservant shall be waiting for you at the city gates, ready to escort you to our manor, where we shall meet again. Until then. Alright, let's go to Ishgard. What is this other thing? An exemplary example. Okay, deal with that later. Perhaps. Unless it gives me something that I might actually need. Doubtful. Alright. Let us go. I wish to become one with darkness. Wards of House Fortan. Ah, yes, you may pass.
And so they came, at a friend's behest.
Heroes once celebrated as saviors of Eorzea, brought low through treachery, their names blackened with royal blood. With memories of the lost and dreams of redemption, with hope yet in their hearts, they came. To Ishgard, shining city on the mount, overlooking the dominion of Kurthus. A great and proud nation, devoted to Halone, the Fury, ruled by Thordan VII, Archbishop of the Ishgardian Orthodox Church. The last bastion of the faith, her walls ever bristling with the sworn swords and spears of her 4 high houses. A land that after 1,000 years of war had forgotten what it was to be at peace. Through gates long closed, the warrior of light and her companions passed, entering at last a city whose history was written in blood. In the midst of the Dragonsong War they came, 3 weary travelers whose arrival would set in motion great change. Though none knew then how great.
Yeah, buddy. Woo! It's time to begin. Greetings, Mistress Tank. On behalf of House Fortin, I bid you welcome to Ishgard. My lord humbly requests your presence at his residence in the Pillars. If you would all come with me. A machinist? Do I need to unlock this aetherite? So I need to unlock all of the aetherites. And machinist is up there. Is that like a proper job, or? It is. Oh, it's the gun one, but not the the gun tank, the regular gun one. I might do that later. I don't think it really matters which one I take, so let's just go. This place is super cool. The warrior of light and her brave companions walking the streets of Ishgard at last. What a glorious sight. I cannot tell you how long I have waited for this day. Allow me to present you my family home, Forton Manor. I should like nothing more than to show you around, but everyone is gathered to receive you. Come, my friends. Introductions must be made.
My lord, I have returned with the Scions.
I hope your journey was not too taxing.
Oh, you look conceited as fuck.
I, Count Edmond de Fortom, do bid you welcome. As wards of House Fortom, you shall be afforded every courtesy. My home is your home.
Okay, I appreciate that at least.
My companions and I are deeply honored, Count Forton.
The honor is mine, Master Alphino. Consider it an expression of our gratitude for your service to Ishgard.
Forgive me, my lord, but are you not concerned? To accept foreign guests at such a juncture, especially ones with our reputation.
Do not worry yourself on my account. 'Tis true that Ishgard's first thought has ever been the war effort, hence the closing of our borders. Yet it is in troubled times most of all that men should seek allies, don't you think? Granted, my decision will have raised eyebrows in the vault and in the halls of the other high houses. But so long as you continue with your altruistic endeavors, I doubt my honored peers will feel moved to voice their concerns.
Then there is naught to fear. Though our numbers are much reduced, we are no less determined to carry on our work.
Full glad am I to hear it. But before you return to your labors, why not take a tour of the city? You would do well, I think, to acquaint yourselves with your new surroundings. After all, you may be here for some time.
Yeah. Where's the Dark Knight guy? I want to find the Dark Knight guy. Though our friends in House Forton have been generous enough to extend us their protection, we must take care not to impose on their hospitality. It is only proper that we learn about our new home so that we might become more self-sufficient. It'll take a while to learn the lay of the land, but learn it we must. Then there must be markets and taverns. We'll need to know where to set up shop and where to hear small talk. 'Twould seem the tour of the city is indeed in order. I do thank you for your counsel, my lord. Very good. Then my manservant shall accompany you. He will be able to answer any questions you might have. But we do grow forgetful in dotage. There is something I must give you a report. The documentation is in order, I trust. Yes, my lord. These documents identify you as wards of House Forton. Given that our borders have remained closed for decades, many of my countrymen are unaccustomed to treating with foreigners. Should anyone happen to question your presence here, it may prove necessary to remind you that you remain under the protection of House Forton, but let us hope that it shall not come to that. Rest assured that we will do our utmost to avoid any situation that might compel us to invoke your name. Small, Tataru, the city awaits. Let's go! Alright, I'll be right back again. I gotta pee again. Alright, and I'm back. Dark Spectacle. What's your sign? I think that's Astrologian. Let's continue on with the quest. Maybe we'll come across them. As this is your first time in our fair city, pray permit me to show you the Hopalon, from whence we gaze upon the splendor of the Holy Vault. Though all other sights pale in comparison, 'tis only meet that you will see at first. I shall then show you around the jeweled crozier, where you may purchase all manner of goods and services before descending to the Foundation's Aetheryte Plaza. If there are no other questions... The Hoplon, so named for the bronze great shield borne by our nation's patron deity. It is the largest. The magnificent cathedral to the north is, of course, the Holy Vault. The vault is both the Ishgardian seat of government and the residence of an Archbishop of the Ishgardian Orthodox Church. Begging your pardon, the statues to the south, are they perchance Thoradin's famed Knights 12? Very good, Master Alphino. They are the fathers of Ishgard, the brave knights who joined with King Thoradin I to put down Nidhogg and found this great nation. Our city's rich in history and tradition, and there's much you can learn by exploring the pillars, time permitting, of course. Now then, if you would follow me to the Jeweled Crozier, I shall introduce you to the Mistress Elias. Elias? Elias is what I'm going to go with. I don't know if that's accurate, but that's what I'm going to go with. Well, you're clearly not locals or traveling peddlers. What makes you all... Ah, words of House Fortin. How very interesting. Count Edmond has granted us leave to remain in Ishgard for as long as we wish, which may be some time. Accordingly, we will have need of sundry goods, hence our desire to make your acquaintance. That is, of course, assuming you are content to accept the custom of foreigners. Should you be uncomfortable... Young sir, we do not discriminate in matters of money. If you have the coin to spend, who am I to refuse it? Weapons, armor, accoutrement, medicine, materials, whatever you desire, it can be found in the Crozier. Our merchants will be more than happy to accommodate you, as you shall soon see. Our next destination is the Aetheryte Plaza in the Foundation. If everyone is ready. Digging the music for the zone. And here we have the Foundation's Aetheryte Plaza. If you have yet to attune to the Aetheryte, it would be wise to do so now. As for our next destination, mayhap we should decide together. What else can be found nearby? The Sky Stove Manufactory stands to the west. There our engineers conceive and manufacture weapons for use against the dragons. The Holy Stables, where chocobos are trained for war, also lie in that direction. To the north and east can be found the congregation of our knights most heavenly. While to the south and east, well, it would be best you avoided that area. And why is that? I fear our knights may not be able to ensure your safety in the lower levels, Master Alphino. Hold your nose when you pass the broom, little lord. A delicate flower like you is like to wilt in our fumes. You misjudge me, sir, for I am no lord but a humble traveler. Oh, come to see the sights, have you? Take a turn down the Hopland and gawp at the statues. Ah, well, if you have a mind to learn how the better half live, come and have a drink of the Forgotten Night. If your nursemaid'll let you. My humblest apologies, Master Alphino. Pray pay that drunken lout no mind. Oh, but I must. It would not do to refuse such a heartfelt invitation. Yes, I simply must see the Forgotten Night for myself. I trust you see the wisdom in this small. There are few sources of information more abundant than the bustling local hostelry. Not that I expect to hear any news of our missing comrades just yet. Nevertheless, who can say what we might learn of recent events? Then I'm coming too. You now have ether and net access to the broom. You'll see me a night before you see me slinging a sledge. Okay. Nope. That is not where I'm supposed to go. Must say, this is rather unusual. Not just one, but a whole party of fresh new faces in my tavern. We but recently arrived in Ishgard and are eager to acquaint ourselves with her more notable establishments. Master Gibelron. Just Gibelron will do. And I'm flattered you think so highly of my establishment. Can't promise it'll live up to your expectations, but if it's decent food and drink you're after, you could do much worse. Judging by the number of customers I see, I suspect your fare is rather more than decent. Speaking of your clientele, I could not help but note a difference between those who frequent the upper and lower floors. Spotted that, did you? Aye, up here you'll find peddlers, porters, off-duty knights, and so forth, dropping in on their way to or from somewhere else. Regulars maybe, but not locals. Folks from the room, they tend to congregate downstairs, where we offer a menu more suited to their tastes. Cheaper meals, stronger spirits, all quality, mind, but not the sort of stuff I'd recommend to yourselves. You speak of the lowest levels, yes? Why do they call it the broom, if I may ask? Because when the weather's foul and the broom rolls in thick, it's the poor sods living at the bottom who'll have to deal with it. I see. And it's not just the weather. When the wyverns broke through the wards and started tearing up the city, it was the broom that got the worst of it, while the pillars enjoy the protection of the high houses and the temple knights. More than a few people will be sore about that, mind, which is why, considering your present company, I'd recommend you keep your wits about you if you mean to go below, and something sharp in your boot, just to be sure. I shall take your words to heart, sir. Master Alphino, I think it would be best if we return to Fortall Manor. You go on ahead without me. I'm staying for a drink or two. Mr. Taru, I am afraid that is out of the question. My lord, the Count, would never forgive me if I abandoned one of his charges in such a place, least of all a maiden. What are you up to, Tataru? Look around, Alphino. The tavern's full of people whose business regularly takes them beyond the gates of judgment. With friends like that, I could practically live here and wait for the newest gossip to reach me. Indeed, but will you be safe here on your own? Oh, please. Do you know how often I've looked after the waking sands and the rising stones by myself? If I had a guilt for every unwelcome caller I've driven away, I'd be rich beyond my wildest dreams. I kind of feel like you probably are. I'll be fine. Not that I doubt a lady's knack for fending off unwanted advances, but I'll be damned if I let anyone go. If I let anyone lay an unwelcome hand on a patron in my establishment. That settles it then, Tataru. Small and I shall return to the manor for now. Contact me by link pearl if you require assistance. I will. Okay. So we're good here. And then I believe it was the last vigil. Welcome, Mistress Tank. Shall I show you inside the manor? Yes, please. Tell us then, Master Alphino, does Ishgard meet with your expectations? That which I imagine pales in comparison to the reality. I felt the weight of 1,000 years of history with every step I took, and when those steps took me past the scars left by the wyverns in the foundation, I understood how easily that history could end in tragedy. The attack was devastating, the casualties unspeakable. The wyverns did not discriminate. Unarmed men and women, even children, were given no quarter. Sir Amarek has ordered his knights to strengthen the defenses, and each house has been called upon to lend what support it can. There is much to be done, yet alas, able-bodied men and women are in short supply. Mayhap we could be of assistance, my lord. After all you have done for us, we would welcome any opportunity to repay your kindness. That is a most generous offer, Master Alphino. You are guests in my home, to which I have extended my hospitality without obligation, let or lien. Nevertheless, Ishgard's need is great, and if you are willing to aid our cause, I cannot well refuse. Good, what would you ask of us? From what I have heard, you are an intelligent and persuasive young man. Such qualities may prove useful to us in our efforts to secure provisions from foreign sources, identifying trustworthy suppliers, brokering contracts, and so on. And for you, Mistress Tank, I could ask that no better than a storied veteran such as yourself a woman with the capacity to act swiftly and decisively when needed to aid Arturiel and Amanalan in their duties. I beg your pardon? I am more than capable of carrying out my duty by myself. I have no need of our honored guest's assistance. Now, be reasonable, brother. What manner of fool would say no when a famous hero offered to do his work? Hold your tongues, by the Fury. The two of you will conduct yourselves with dignity befitting your station and show Mistress Tank the respect she deserves. This is the woman who slew Gaius van Balsar, and some half-dozen primals besides. She is not here to steal your glory, or serve as your errand girl. If you can pardon them their impropriety, Mistress Tank, I shall be much obliged if you would lend my sons a helping hand. My thanks, Fury willing. They may even learn something from you. I have a feeling I'm gonna have to put these boys in their place. Smack them around a bit. 'Twould seem we shall not want for employment in the coming days, though that was never in doubt. Our host's initial reluctance to accept our offer of aid was solely for his appearance's sake. In truth, he is glad of our opportunity to put us to work. By granting us patronage, House Fortin has taken a tremendous risk. Until we demonstrate our worth to the Ishgard at large, the Count will face considerable opposition from his peers in matters great and small. And so, he would have us publicly serve Ishgard while simultaneously keeping his sons in check. 'Tis an arrangement we may benefit from in unexpected ways. My own duties may feasibly bring me into conflict with people who know something of our missing comrades. And as you go about helping the two lords in their various responsibilities, you may inevitably make new acquaintances in Ishgard, mayhap even new allies. Yet the more I think on it, the more confident I am that furthering their goals we shall make our own. We shall further our own. Oh, alright. We got Arcanist, Bard, Machinist, Dancer, Conjurer, White Mage, Scholar, Astrologian, Sage, Thaumaturge, Arcanist, Black Mage, Summoner, Red Mage, Blue Mage. Let's do this, because I kind of want to do Red Mage at some point. Alright. Let's, okay, so let's see. Let's go see if we can't find where to unlock Dark Knight. Offered by Ishgardian citizen in the Pillars at 13,8. Okay, well, let's exit the manor. And then... what's your sign? A dark spectacle. I mean, I would assume... what is a dark spectacle for? Oh, so that's the actual name of the quest. Okay. So it is available. Alright, let's go do that. Because I really want to be a Dark Knight, because I want to be edgy boy. After witnessing a spectacle like that, everyday life seems rather dull in comparison. So you didn't see the trial earlier? Ah, your loss. Here, take me the way the heretic swung that slab of iron he called a sword. It was a sight to behold. He couldn't have carried the shield if he wanted to. The blade was so big, he'd have to keep 2 hands on it at all times. I was amazed he managed to keep up with that temple knight for as long as he did. Fought like a demon from the deepest pits in the 7th hell, bellowing threats and working his arts. I wasn't sure what to make of it, but then I heard someone say that he must be a dark knight. But you didn't hear anything from me, eh? In fact, I'm sure I don't know anything about it. Ye gods, are you mad? We're standing outside the bloody tribunal. Fine, fine, but keep quiet and listen well. I'm only going to say this once. Let me grab this shard real quick while I'm here. Okay. So, as I was saying, that heretic was fighting like a man possessed. Even after he took several wounds, he showed no sign of pain. There was no mistaking the blood. As the fight wore on, it began to soak through his armor, spreading to every ilm of his body, but when it began to rise and envelop him in a mist, I realized it wasn't blood, but something dark and twisted. But the righteous are not so easily cowed. Alone be praised. I screamed myself hoarse when the temple knight slipped past his guard and ran him through. Good riddance, I say. Man was not meant to wield such arts. Yet I wonder, was he truly one of those... Well, it matters not. I heard the temple knights talking of dumping his corpse in the broom. By sunrise, it will be stripped bare and tossed over the walls. It will be as though it never was, and though we never had this conversation. Okie dokie. That's more than far enough for charity. They'll take the rest. And mayhaps sooner rather than later. Come on. Is this it? Is this all that awaits? No, no more. Enough! Open your eyes. Look, do you see now? Do you see? Small, small! I've been waiting for you to open your eyes. You are right. You are moaning in your sleep and sweating buckets besides. Name's Frey, by the way, and no, I'm not a heretic. Try convincing the Temple Knights drunk on authority of that, eh? Shame the pompous arse got his better of me. But how about you? You touched it, yes? That couldn't have felt good. A voice, eh? And a rather distressed one besides. Please, someone, anyone! Not so fast. We need to talk about what's happening to you. What's growing within you before you get carried away. There's a darkness within us all. Nothing dangerous, mind. In fact, it's quite healthy. But the crystal changes you and gives you the power to channel it. Do it without proper training, however, and well, it might hurt. So go ahead, ask me to teach you, and ask me to instruct you in the ways of dark knights, and I will. I'm down. I knew you were still worried about the screaming woman, so I'll keep this brief. We Dark Knights don't care about the wit or prestige or pedigree. We are free to follow our hearts, to defend the weak and punish the guilty as we see fit. The law of the land, the authority of a name, these are tools cowards use to escape harm. And we have no need of shields or fugitives or literal. Here, my blade is your blade. My soul crystal is your crystal. Go on, take them. You'll need them soon enough. Yay! I am now a Dark Knight. Are you afraid of the dark? Insufficient armory space. Oh, I need to... Alright. I'll be right back. Alright, and we're back. We gotta deal with some of this inventory space issue real quick. And then we can begin our journey of darkness. Alright. Let me update the title. Starting dark night leveling. Update. Okay. Okay. So I need... probably to go over to the Jeweled Crozier. Alright, can we sell some stuff? So I think we primarily need to get rid of some of this. Yes. Yes. Keep that. Keep that, or get rid of that. Blue Mage, keep that. Okay, that should be fine. So let's go here and Dark Knight. Let's first change my class. So, do I need to go in here? Yeah. Alright. So we have that, and then let's go recommended gear and equip. And then... nope, can't do that because it's not dark enough. Alright. So we have our blood gauge. Okay, so grit. So let's move this stuff around. So we got reprisal. Interject can remain there because that's where it's supposed to go. You should go over here. Provoke should be on 4. You play guide can go away. The bow on F2. Grit can go up here. That's my tank stance. Teleport can go up here. Return there. Provoke is there. Deals unaspected damage with a potency of 100. Increased enmity. Okay. Siphon Strike. And then this is with that. To all nearby enemies, so on 1. Okay. Yeah, let's give it a try. I want to do this. So we'll go leveling. Join. Oh. Okay. Repair all. Alright. Alright, so Q, and then W, and then E. And then R whenever possible as filler. Okay, so let's go back over to okay. See how well this goes. I don't actually think I have any, like... Okay, got that. Okay. Good there. Slash. Oh, I don't have that third one in this dungeon. Slash. And then here. Alright, so let's... one more. So far, so good. Alright, and then I don't know what we're supposed to do in here. It's a green and then blue? Oh, just green. And we're sprinting. Okay, next. The Rambad. Okay, and probably got enough to just do regular rotation now. I should be getting a sandwich at the door in a minute. Oh, lock tight. Oh, we forgot to get the key. Alright, and then we have 2 more guys, and then we can open this door. Oh, Captain Madison. Yes. All right. And we're basically done. This dungeon was actually not too bad. Even though I only have like 1.5 CDs. So, not too bad. Okay, we are good to go. Alright, and we're good to go. Level up, level 31. Guess we're not commending our healer, we'll commend that guy. Because we commend everybody. Or every time. Pass. Alright. Good to go. So, my food's here, so I'm gonna take a break. We got kind of where we wanted to get, and so I guess we'll resume another time.